Hey folks, so Kunark is almost here for Oakwynd. One of the big additions from that expansion is the epic item, which a lot of folks take as their main goal in completing an era. Most of them take quite a number of steps, including gathering, group mobs, and items from raid mobs. They do tend to be quite contentious, as a lot of that happens in open world. It's something most of us have just gotten used to at this point and do our best to try to get those subcomponents as quickly as possible. Some of the components can actually be pre-farmed during Classic, and that's already led to a bit of contention. One of the main camps for that is Bergurgle and Lake Wrath for the Cleric Epic. This guy Mesmerizing is just very confused. For example, I would say he's British with all the lust for queuing, but the Z in his name kind of makes that look unlikely. He was finally able to find the type of camaraderie and working together with others that he sought. Only it was with the fishes rather than players, and he's now swimming with them at the camp. Oops. Anyway, the thing I wanted to talk about was an Oakwynd specific issue. If you remember back some time, they've been trying to lower the level of hostility at these camps. The spawn times have been reduced drastically through the years, and a few years ago they added a loot locking mechanism. Basically how that works is that for a lot of epic hand-in mobs, they'll spawn a new mob that you have to kill, and it has an asterisk in its name. That basically means that only the person who did the hand-in can loot the corpse for some period of time. I think it's 30 minutes or so. Now the problem that can arise is that there's two different lockout mechanisms on Oakwynd. There's this loot lockout that I've described, and then there's separately the Oakwynd specific encounter locking mechanism. One has to wonder why they didn't just build on the old system for Oakwynd instead of making a whole new one, but here we are. I'm here at Broken Golem on the test server. This is typically one of the more contentious epic hand-ins. On Eridune there would be about 10 monks all lying flopped at the spawn ready to do the hand-in. The piece is droppable, so people would just give it to their monk alts to camp it with. And then every hour or so someone would do an AFK check by training Draco over everyone until its AAE went off. It was a ton of fun. So as you can see here, once this bard kills it, my wizard can still loot the piece. But on Oakwynd, I think what'll happen is that after the mob spawns, it'll have the delay and anyone can just tag and lock it. So unless you're able to unlock it from that, it'll be kind of a standoff where one group can loot it, but can't kill it, and the other group can kill it, but wouldn't get the loot from it. I assume there'd be a lot of scarelings joining the party too. I did raise this with one of the devs a few weeks ago. After explaining the issue, he kind of ghosted me, so I'm sure everything's under control and this will all be sorted out for launch. One of the things that's great about a game like Everquest that's been so diligently coded and documented over the years is that stuff like this usually just works. Even if it doesn't, it still works as intended. So although we don't know for sure how this is going to work, because Oakwynd itself is a test server, one thing's for sure. It must be nice, though, to have a player base that still pays you to test their game on live after 24 years. Okay, good luck out there, everyone.